What's going on, boxing fans? It's Pool Kind of Boxing and my co-host, Steve O, the God of Boxing. What's going
Yes,
on,
sir.
Steve?
Nothing much, Lowe's. What's going on, man?
Hey, man, I'm just chilling, man. You know what I'm saying? Out here living day to day. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Trying to
yeah,
make a
man.
little money. You know what I mean?
That's
So,
right. That's right.
you know what I'm saying? I know
To,
you
to
working hard. You know what I'm saying? Getting that dough.
always, man. That's why I like to see people fight. I fight enough during the week, so it's time to see somebody else do that shit.
Hey, you ain't never lied, man. Never lied. Now this dude here, Chris Colbert, you know what I'm saying? You seen him with the pink hair and everything, man.
Yeah, I saw Colbert. Did he just fight recently? I remember him on something. I can't think exactly when he got it in, man. So
He
do you think he can back up all this shit he talking with a good show?
oh yeah, he's a spectacular fighter, man. He's knocking mugs out though. I mean, he ain't fighting like nobody real, you know what I'm saying? He just
Yeah.
he just out here, flamboyant, trying to, garner some attention with, saying all kind of shit about Errol Spence and Wilder, trying to get people to
And
watch
all of
his
that.
fight.
Yeah, because I think his last fight was in January.
Yeah,
Yeah, versus just real Corrales. I knew I had saw him fight like recently, but he didn't have pink hair. He had purple ass hair.
now he, now he, yeah, 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 he doing what he doing the whole Dennis Rodman bullshit. You know what I'm saying? He,
Yeah, but Rodman showed up.
right, he is too. If I don't know if you
Yeah,
watch his fight, but he out there,
yeah,
he out there,
he's getting it in.
hmm
But man, just my way. I feel like you need to do your talking more in the ring. That's kind of like that Dillian White shit. You when he got his ass knocked out, he stopped talking. He couldn't talk
yeah,
no more till till he got that payback. Now he talking, talking us to
yeah,
death. It's like, dude, you quiet when you got your ass slept.
yeah, but Colbert, he's one of them dudes that got the talent, he's got the power, he's got it, man. He's one of the top
Yeah,
dudes. But I mean, he's at that division where there's a lot of talent. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah.
he's at super featherweight, 135. I
Hmm.
mean, that means he's gonna have to face Tank. He's gonna have to face Devin Haney. He's gonna have to face Teofimo Lopez. So
So I
he
like
he.
this though. With a good, I
Mhm.
don't think he's like facing like the highest competition to boost his to boost his ranking up. So he need a spectacular knockout, man, in front of the world. I'll take him about 5, 6 rounds and just go ahead and try to put him to sleep. That's the only way you can move up, man. You got to do him like Clubber Lane. Because what is his
That's
record? He's 15-0,
yeah. He's 15 no six knockouts. You
six
know. So
knockouts, 71-inch reach. So he do got good reach. Let's see what he
mm.
do with it.
Yeah,
You
they
know.
used to call him Little B Hop. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
You
yeah,
know.
yeah. That's the one. That's the one. I knew I remember him from somewhere. That's not a
Call,
bad role model.
yeah, but he's a little complicated little dude. Like I don't know. It's like these little, you think he say he's Mexican, and he just keeps saying these weird things. You know what I'm saying? But fighters are kind of eccentric, like artists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They want to make the trend. They want to be trendsetters, and it's like they don't know what the hell. They just be out there in the wind with the bullshit. So
yeah.
she's
And
trying to
they
hope
really,
something. Mhm.
I wish they could get a little bit of guidance, as far as get how to get that attention that they need. Because we got a lot of good boxers out here, and I think they kind of stepping out of character. They doing that Conor McGregor, that Money Mayweather route, not pretty boy, but the money. And talking a lot of stuff, and that'll get them where they needs to be. But is 90% outside the ring now and 10% inside the ring. Where it used to be the other way around. Fighters barely even talk. Like the good ones, but
Yeah.
you know, um, I mean, for real, like when Mike was with Jim Jacobs and them, man, you barely heard Mike. You
Yeah,
heard
that's
his voice
true.
a little bit, you know, it was just kind of like, you know, little snippets and all this other stuff. When he got with Don King, he's like, I'm gonna slap your mother. That's when he became, oh, that's Brooklyn.
Well, you
And
remember
people
what?
think,
Mhm.
go ahead.
Well, ever since like Muhammad Ali days, Muhammad Ali sold his fights. You know how talking trash
Yeah,
and
he promoted
just
himself.
right. He promoted himself because black fighters back then, it was hard for them to get that attention, that national attention. So now
Yeah,
fighters are still using that Ali method. Now it's Mayweather, but you know they got to fight the fights first. They don't understand.
yeah.
You got to fight the
Ali
fights.
fought everybody.
Hmm.
Ali would fight. I mean, he would fight somebody from the gym around the corner, man. I mean, they used to call it the bomb of the week.
Right.
But that bomb of the week is what inspired the Rocky movie. You know, the dude that stepped on his foot and knocked him down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you
I
know, I
forgot
think
what
some
that guy name.
Stallone said yeah, I forgot his name too. But you know, that was the beauty of it, man. You might get a chance to see a nobody beat the champ. So seeing these people fight like 2 times a year is really that's what's keeping their notoriety down. You know, you
Yeah.
remember when we had USA Wednesday night fights? What was it? You get to see folks get their ass knocked out all Wednesday on USA. Now you
Well
don't
then,
even see boxing like nowhere.
right, and then you get to know who's in the division too. When you used to have Wednesday night, Friday
Yeah,
night, you get to see the Jamal, Jamal, what is
Charlo.
it,
You get to see
James
them when they
Jamal
had
fighters.
yeah.
You get to know those ones who don't get the normal media attention. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, for real,
And
because a lot of people don't watch the undercard. You know how
yeah.
you watch the fight and it'll be empty out there until the main event come on. Me, I'm
Hmm.
watching all them. I'm watching everybody fight. Like that's when you saw the Charlos when they had dreads. you know, before the
Yeah.
Charlos, now they both had dreads. They out there banging, and
Yeah.
you like, okay, when they come up, they gonna be nice, and they nice.
Yeah. I
But
mean, I
you
watched.
gotta,
I watched Crawford when he had dreads. You know what I'm saying? When he had like little
yeah,
flat.
yeah,
And I've seen a lot. And it's weird because it's funny how you could be watching boxing and you've seen them on the undercard, but you only remember them later. Years later when you see them become a headliner. Like Canelo was fighting
yeah,
under Mayweather cards. Mayweather built him
yeah.
up, and all of a sudden he jumped on the scene. And so
Hmm.
that's how they used to do it. You see the Wednesday nights, they'll fight somebody, and you say, okay, okay, I know that guy's pretty good. So you be
Yeah,
looking out
but
for him.
those guys used to fight like 4 fights in a year, build that record up. For you know it, they like 25-0. But they
So
will build it up fast. They get it there, work on, work it out, work on, because I
yeah,
know.
mhm.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna tell you, I came across this 60-year-old guy named his fight. I'm gonna send it to you. It's called Uma Fights, and it's
Uh huh.
like a 60-year-old guy. Man, he got a lot of boxing knowledge. He goes back way back
Oh yeah,
into the fights. I'm gonna send him to you because he's
I like
pretty good.
listening to the old heads, man. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
love
Oh,
listening to Leon Muhammad. You ever listen to him?
uh-uh.
Oh man, Leon Muhammad. He used to be with Ali's camp. He used to be with the Duvas, Sweet Pea. You know what I'm saying? All
Yeah.
that, all that. And I mean, he be telling some good stuff, man. He'll piss you off with some of his opinions, but he's seen it all. I think New Jersey Hall of Fame boxer. He got in the Hall of Fame and everything in New Jersey and I think a couple other places. But I saw one fight, and you know how you hear somebody talk shit all the time, and then you finally get validated.
Mhm.
Man, I think it was Riddick Bowe got into the fight. It was somebody got into it, and Leon Muhammad came out there with that Jerry curl. I was like, oh no, he had a Jerry curl. He's an older dude now, but he came out with the Jerry curl. I was
Wow.
like, yo, he was in the
He,
ring though, so you
he
got to
came out
listen
with the
because
Rick James, man. The Rick
man, he had the
James.
Jerry curl. But he's the one who said, like, without a doubt, he was like, yo, Crawford to put them hands on Spence. And I was like, yo, I want to see it just because he said, just to see if he said what he said would happen. Because he called a lot of other fights, and everybody wrong and right at times, but he does know about boxing. And his favorite thing to say is, "You only as good as your team." And I was like, boy, that came front and center when Wilder was in there, with people missing the raps, like, hey, it was simple stuff that could have stopped a lot of that from happening, but it had to come from your team. And
Right, but
that's why I always like Leon Muhammad, because he said you only as good as your team. And he got that from Sugar Ray Robinson.
yeah, but there's a lot of fighters like that, like Shane Mosley, coach called what his name?
Nassim, brother Nassim.
Yeah, Nassim caught the raps of what is his name? Armageddon?
No, you're talking about Margarito.
Margarito. Yeah, he caught the
Yeah.
raps, you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of cheating going on in boxing, you know what I'm saying, that
Oh
people try
man,
to
this
get away with.
boxing.
And
Did you
so
hear that Holyfield interview?
who?
That
Well,
interview with Evander Holyfield, when he said somebody spiked his water one time.
yeah. I saw that. And so but it's like when the public opinion, people, the media is trying to, diss Wilder. They're trying to disrespect him, and they're trying to disregard his claims. How can they disregard this man's claims when Tyson Fury don't have a boxing license in his own country for PED use, right?
Yeah.
So he's running away from a case of cheating. So it's just ironic that people, it's just their dislike for Deontay Wilder that they want the bragging rights. And just like Max Mellon when he beat Joe Louis,
Joe Louis,
back in 1936, I believe it was. And you should have seen the the memes or
what they
illustrations.
the memes back then, they were drawings.
It were drawings, same thing,
Yeah.
and
They were the memes for the time.
so even Americans, was
Oh yeah.
many Americans was happy for Max Shelch. What is his name? Max Smelling.
Max Smelling.
Smelling. And just some of the memes that was they were so happy.
And it was so funny because Max Smelling didn't even understand it.
Well, most a lot
like,
of Europeans
wow,
ain't on that. A lot of Europeans ain't on that stuff,
But
saying,
the real thing about it, sports is kind of like music. I always tell people, because I played music for a while, and one thing about it in music, if somebody's good, whether they're man, woman, black, white, gay, straight, that motherfucker's good.
Right.
And in music, when as soon as somebody play that, they're better than you. When you get in that ring that, hey, forget all that other stuff, that dude can bang. So Smelling got a taste of Joe Louis that the people in the crowd didn't get. He know what he hit him with, and he didn't fall. So he got to respect it.
Right.
And that's one thing that should come from the ring, and the integrity of being in boxing and knowing that, that glove don't look right. I don't care if the glove was on Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse, but I lost a lot of respect for a lot of boxers because they like to look over like, oh no, like, this dude could have killed this dude. Well, and that should be the same for anyone.
Well, they're looking out for their careers because right now the status quo, and they see the way the media is going against Wilder. So for the sake of their careers, it's popular. You get more attention if you come out against Wilder, and you come out.
It's popular to be weak now. I think it's popular to be weak.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
It's popular to follow whatever they say, do whatever they say.
Well, think about it. Like Chris Colbert, he said, anytime, Al Heyman is unpopular with the status quo because, of course, he's a black promoter. You know what I'm saying?
And he put all the black fighters in the stable.
Right.
Closed the door.
Right. But see, Top Rank did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? When they had all the fighters, when they had the Cottos and they had Pacquiao, and you know what I'm saying?
That was Michael Corleone though, so they don't care.
Right. So, he did the same thing. Every promotional company does the same thing. They try to make in-house fights as much as possible. And
Don had all the heavyweights.
But see, that's the double standard. See, it's like, when black fighters do the same thing, you know what I'm saying, that white fighters do. It's like let's for instance, Tyson Fury talked more shit and trash than Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? But then when Wilder say something,
Exactly.
they say his attitude and his trash talking, and you know what I'm saying? It's like, what? You know what I'm saying? Who talk and tell more lies than Tyson Fury?
We're gonna
He
have to fight this summer.
right.
Line his ass off.
Yeah, he contradicts himself as he talks. He's linked
Oh
to
yeah.
mafia people, and you know what I'm saying? It's like, wow, he outed his mafia boss guy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so you can.
But
Hmm.
the subtlety of it is what's amazing to me. Like take for example the fight that just happened with Tank and oh, I forgot his name already. Carrera.
Mario Barreros.
Barreros. All right. So Jim Gray, and I don't believe Jim Gray a bad guy. I've seen Jim Gray interview a lot of people, but Jim Gray is a part of the machine. So anybody that's an agent, the part of the machine is an agent. So they're gonna
Right.
get that agenda across. He goes up to Tank Davis, who's moving up 2 weight classes and is about to fight the biggest dude he ever fought professionally, and asks him, "Do you think your power can move up and that you can knock him out?" He like, "Dog, what you heard, son?" Tank was like, "Huh?" But it threw that grain of doubt into Tank's mind that stayed with him into that ring. He fought cautious. Now,
What?
when he went to Barrero, no, let me connect them though. When he went to
Hmm.
Barrera, he said only positive thing. Do you think Tank can handle your punch? Do you think this? Do you think that? And I'm like, Barrera ain't knocked everybody the fuck out. Barrow, see, he ain't knocked everybody out. So why are you asking him that question when Tank done knocked everybody out? Ask them the
Yeah, I
same
get it.
questions.
I
Just keep
get it.
it.
Yeah.
Just ask them the same questions and see what their answers are. Don't put doubt into it. It kind of took me back to the Venus thing. You remember when Venus Williams, the guy asked her, "Do you think you can beat her?" And Venus was like, "Yes." And he was like, "Why?" And her daddy was like, "Yo, she just gave you a confident answer. Leave it alone." And that was the real thing for me because I'm like, "Yo, he understand you're putting doubt in her mind. She might not understand it, but he does because he's an older person and he knows what that stuff will
No,
do."
no,
But
they know, but they got to keep their professionalism. They know. You know what I'm saying? The athletes know.
oh yeah, but it's like nobody's here to see Barrows. Nobody is
Hmm.
paying you to come here to do your job for Barrios. Tank is the reason everybody's here.
Well, it's like
So you got to treat
it's
him up,
like
hold him up high.
it's like when Canelo got his second interim title in the WBA when he fought Rocky Fielding. Okay, they went out
Oh
the
Lord, yeah.
writers went out their way to kind of blind the fact that it's not the regular the super title, right? It was an
Yeah.
interim title, so nobody mentioned that that's what it was. Like, this is not the belt, the super belt. It's they didn't emphasize that it's an interim title, right? But when Tank
Uh-huh.
won his interim title, they made sure to let him know that he's not a three division champion, that it's an interim title, and they place
Yeah.
emphasis on it to let you know that
On that.
it ain't, you know what I'm saying, on that, to let you know that there's a difference. So that's what they do in the media, you know what I'm saying? They try to make superstar the ones they want to make superstars, they obscure all the nuances. But when it comes to, like,
Mm-hmm.
the black fighters, they try to make sure they just kind of, make sure, any doubt that they can put out there, or any um, controversy they can create, what I'm saying, around that
Mm-hmm.
fighter, any kind of doubt, they throw it out there. Either if it's overt or they just try to slight them, it's going to be in some kind of way. And if people don't see that, a lot of people do, but they like to
Man, people
gaslight.
see that. That's how
Mm-hmm.
that's how they get us up out of here because they have us worried about that crap that they know going on and they look the other way. You know. It's kind of like knowing a donut got a hole in it, but act like it's a full donut. Goddamn, that shit.
Right.
Like yo, y'all know what's going on, man. Y'all people out here know that Canelo is fighting nothing even near
What's
his
up?
level of competition.
What's up, Dead Game Boxing, man? He came on in here. What's
Dead
up,
game
man? Thanks
boxing,
for
what's
showing
good?
up. What's
What's
going
good?
on, man?
We in here talking about the bullshit that is boxing rankings. Like, do you think boxing would really like need not a governing body, but a real live ranking system where these folks gotta, just where it's not 3, 4, 5 division. No, let's have a real pound for pound list that is respected. Because the one that Ring Magazine does, man, that's like WWE. Nobody puts any weight on that. Not like they
Well,
used to.
well, think about it. Why Jamel? Now, Jamel Charlo got 3 belts, right, at 154. He's
Hmm.
been fighting the top competition in some really good fights. Rosario, who was Lubin. I mean,
Lubin, yeah.
what's his name? He just fought Tony Harrison. He's been fighting some
Hmm.
really top competition. Now he's about to fight Brian Castano for undisputed. Why isn't that a top story? You know what I'm saying? Even in press conference right now, it should be like just all the national boxing attention should be given to this man because he's been through the gauntlet, right? But it's not. I mean,
Hmm.
it's kind of like a side note. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like just an agenda to put the PBC in its place. And
It but with the deal that they have with Showtime and Fox, how are they able to be put in place? Like, I mean, the PBC deal really has brought more excitement to boxing than anything on the zone, anything on Top Rank. I get to see some of the best fighters for free. I got to see who was that? Sean Porter, Danny Garcia for free.
yeah, no, was it
You
Sean
know,
Portanica? Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I'm getting to see when they were, especially when they were building it up. You're getting to see Adrian Broner. You seeing fights that were on the cusp of being pay-per-view stars. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But you're getting to see it for free. Before that, they were trying to make everybody a pay-per-view fight, and they wasn't. So boxing was dying. The only
well,
pay-per-view star was Wilder, really. That was a
well,
star.
well. Think about this. When have you ever seen boxing fans of promotional companies? When have you ever seen that
I
in
ain't never
boxing
seen that.
history?
I'd have
I
thought
mean,
somebody was a fool talking about I only watch Don King boxing.
right? Yeah, I mean, you love all of it. I mean, if the zone right now had Triple G versus Demetrius Andrade, they would have everybody who's hardcore, who's pure boxing fans attention because everybody want to see that fight.
I
You
hear
see what
they're
I'm
about to
saying?
force it. They're about to
Yeah,
force
I
that
hear
fight
that.
too.
Yeah, I hear that too. So it ain't about well, for many boxing fans, if you're a real boxing fan, you don't care about promotional companies. You just want to see the best in each division or the best wherever they at fight each other. You know what I'm saying? If they're in the same division or if like I want to see Jamal fight David Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? I want to
Yeah,
see, you know what I'm saying? That fight is going to be off the chain. Um,
it will.
uh,
It's
and
gonna be some shit talking.
I don't know what's going on with Jamal, but he seems like he don't want to step it up. You know what I'm saying? He done got comfortable, you know, with that money.
You know
You
what
know
I
what I'm saying?
think?
What's
I
up?
think Jamal setting them up for that old Mississippi cross.
Oh no, you think he done had a bad? You think he went out there and did the okey doke, man, so he could get the fight, man? Get out of here.
Oh man, you can't tell me Canelo wasn't looking at that fight like,
Yeah, because his
yeah,
trainer
bring your
right
ass
now,
on in here.
because right now, what's his name, Reynoso, what his name,
Hmm.
Eddie Reynoso. He
Eddie
is.
Reynoso.
He said he want that fight next. He said he want that
I
fight
bet he
next.
do. I bet he do.
And
I would love it if
I
he did
hope,
it.
I hope Jamil take that fight, man, because you got to look at him sideways. You got to look at him sideways. If I'm pretty sure he's going to accept it. But I mean, even the David Benavidez fight. I mean, all these fights is within his reach. You know what I'm saying? If he's not going to fight Demetrius Andrade, he can't fight nobody lower than that. From now
So
on, hmm
if Caleb Plant is saying he need 10, what you think Charlo gonna think? Say he need?
I think Charlo going to accept whatever because
He gonna take. I think it's.
he
Oh, you
know
say because he know.
he know that if he don't accept that, he's never going to get another shot. He ain't going
He
to get another
never get.
shot. The only way he going to get another shot is if he damn near get knocked out in his next fight. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way he's gonna get a
Man,
shot at Canelo because they
I
ain't
take
having it.
8 in. I take 8 mil, like 5% back in some shit.
I
Hey, y'all
think they
gotta
gonna.
give me some of the vibes.
I believe they're gonna give Caleb that 10, bro. I think they're gonna give him that 10. I think they just letting him sweat. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
Canelo wants that title, and
I think
he.
Al Heyman, if he's right, I think he would like try to get him into A, but you gotta fight this person. You think he'll
See,
be able to get it?
well, the thing is, Canelo got the ability to sit on the title. They're not gonna strip the WBC and the other sanctioning bodies are not going to strip Canelo because he is who he is, right? So he could sit on those titles, go fight at another weight. I hear he's talking about fighting Arthur Beterbiev and Demetrius, what's his name, what's it?
Post
Demetrius
post out.
Povel, Demetrius Povel. 18 wins, no losses, 11 KOs, and Arthur Beterbiev, he's 16 wins, zero losses, and 16 KOs. So he's talking about going up to 175, Canelo, to fight them dudes, you know.
Yeah,
And so, he can do that. He can skip, and
yeah.
go up and go around and come back
But
down. And
okay, I got another question for you. Cause I know you heard the little Manny Pacquiao comments where he was like, I fight the best and I'm not in it for money. When is Canelo gonna get that little halo over his head about he just fighting for money? Because right now, shit, for the last 2-3 years, that's all he been doing.
well, like I said,
So I
Canelo, because
mean,
see, the problem is, Canelo got his money. He got his company. He's got his money set up so he can do what he want to do. He's got his fan
he
base.
got gloves.
He's got what he needs to keep it self-contained. So the other fighters, they got to go out there and sell the fight. They got to get the money behind them. Canelo already set. See, that's why he could do what he want to do. So he don't have to go out here and look for good competition. Canelo tomorrow, he talking about pulling Errol Spence up from 147 to a catch weight at 164 to fight. And you're just kind of like, what?
You
Wow,
know what
you know.
though? I wish that Demetrius Andre would have stayed on his ass. Somebody
That's
told him to chill out, but I wish he'd have stayed on his ass
Eddie Hearn
because
told his
he
ass to
needs
chill out.
that. And he need to tell Eddie Hearn shut the fuck up
Eddie
because
Hearn.
it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna take a fighter, just like it needed to be a fighter that say, "Hey man, they'll go whack and y'all know it." It's gonna take somebody to be like, "Yo, y'all know Canelo ain't fighting nobody. Come on." It's gonna take a fighter to say that. It's gonna take Lennox Lewis. It's gonna say Andre Ward. It's gonna take Tim Bradley to be like, "Come on, man, he got to step up the competition." You said it for Shakur Stevenson. You said it for Jamal. You said it for Jamel. Keep it real across the board. Because me, I
Yeah,
don't
but
care what race it is. I don't care about none of that. I want to see you bang it out. Versus, I
but
don't care. You can fight
but
wet
see,
people, but don't say you the best.
but the problem is, you want payday. You want payday. I know you want payday. You're gonna, you
Man,
talk too much shit about Canelo. He ain't fucking with you. He gonna look at you like you ain't getting this here fight. He ain't gonna want to see you eat, and he don't have to let you eat, and they know that. So that's why you got fighters trying to say that Canelo's the best because they want that. Just like Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? When he was in the game at the end of his career, on the downside of his career, he represented all that money. So if you fought him, that was life changing money. So
yeah,
everybody was
he was giving away that $5 million payday.
right. So that was more money back then than a lot of boxers made. In their whole,
Mm-hmm.
up to that point in their career. So
Because
you're
he
gonna
was
say
at
good,
30 at that point, finally.
but
And
you
that
know
was a
what?
lot of money. That was,
Remember what
go ahead, Lev.
Mayweather? remember what Mayweather did? He said he would always make a fighter go fight somebody he wanted him to fight. Like he told Keith Thurman to go fight Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? If you beat Earl Spence, I'll fight you. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he always put, and he told Canelo, I forgot who it was. He told Canelo to go fight, and he said he would fight Canelo, and and Canelo beat, God
It
damn, who
probably
was,
was well, Trout. It might have been Trout.
yeah, he had to fight one of Laura or
Austin
Trout. It
Trout.
was one of them, and
It might. Oh yeah, he didn't look
he
good
said,
at the Laura.
I'll give you a shot, and so he did. Canelo went and did what he had to do, and Mayweather gave him a shot. So, it's not uncommon, because when Canelo, he saw that and he learned, he said, hey, I'm kind of A side, it
Yeah,
may
but
people may not like it. It might not be good from a legacy. He don't care. The man making 30 million a fight. So, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
you know.
It's a
But so
hustle,
is Logan
right now.
Paul. But that don't mean that motherfucker's doing
Right.
that.
So for the
I mean,
heart, see,
because he don't have the
mhm,
respect of the real fight fan. We know he a bad boy. I mean, it's nothing taken away from Canelo, but it's like you're in 11th grade, but you whooping everybody's ass in middle school.
right.
You
Well,
whooping middle
but
schoolers'
so
ass.
well, this is the thing that I have. It's like don't give people short training camps and shit. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
man,
It's like don't take advantage of your
that's
position.
what they do.
You know what I'm saying? Don't give people short training camps. I know people do that when they build up, when they start out and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But let people have a fair chance. You know what I'm saying? So you can go out there,
No.
beat their ass in 3 rounds and stuff, and look spectacular. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Mm-hmm.
so. It's like that's the kind of crap that you just kind of like, man. Like what was it? Callum Smith had like 3 weeks, man, to train. It's like, come
Yeah,
on, bro. Rocky
he know
Fielding.
what he doing.
Nobody ever heard of.
Like, why you
Come
gonna give
on.
Rocky Fielding that a short training camp? Like, what? He just got knocked out in the first round.
Right. So
He
or
need a short camp.
so it is what it is, man. You just hate to see talent like that, uh, wasted. So you want to see
Oh
him,
yeah,
like you want to see him in some fights like Julio Chavez versus Pernell. Them guys didn't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? They just,
no,
hey, they thought they was the best. Hey, if you think you can come get my belt, then come on. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. That's why I
come
love Josh
on.
Taylor. That's why I love Josh Taylor. You know what I'm saying? Because he's got that real confidence, and he's all about the fight. You know what I'm saying? If you think you can beat me, Tank Davis, I don't give a damn who you is. Terrence Crawford, come on, let's go, let's get in the ring. And I love that about Josh Taylor, man. He's becoming one of my favorite fighters because his spirit, and he don't give a damn about how good you look because he think he can beat you, and that's
He
what
can beat
that's
you.
what that's what it's all about, man. You know what I'm saying? So all these different propaganda pushers and shit. It's like they need to get out of boxing, man, because they're just making it hard to watch. You know what I'm saying? It's like hard to get
Yeah,
into it. Now, did you hear Teddy Atlas put Lomachenko over Errol Spence Jr. on his pound for pound list? And I was
yeah.
like,
Teddy
man,
Atlas is a
Teddy
maniac.
be on some crazy. He be on some
Teddy is
crazy stuff.
bought and paid for. That fuck is a lead agent. He like Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, yeah, and they so highly respected for what they've done for boxing in the
I
past.
don't.
Mm.
My problem with Teddy Atlas is I know he's famous because of Mike Tyson. Everybody knows that.
And
He
Michael
hates Mike
Moore,
Tyson's
Michael
gut.
Moore too.
Yeah, and Michael Moore, but he told that man he gonna cry a few too many times in the corner for me. You're gonna cry when you get home. I'll be like, man, shut the fuck up, man.
Oh, he took
You're
the
gonna cry in
stool.
the car.
He took the stool out from under Michael Moore. You know what I'm saying? Teddy Atlas kind of crazy,
Oh
man. You know
man,
what I'm saying?
Ted Atlas is a maniac. But I just don't. I used to watch his show, but once he sided with Bob Arum over Terrence Crawford, when Bob Arum just straight came out here and said, "Hey man, this car got 300,000 miles on it. The tires ain't good, the engine bad." but I'll sell it. Like, yo, you gonna do me like that? And I've been loyal, I've been on your team and all this other stuff. You supposed to never do that. And as a trainer, I don't care. You supposed to always side with the boss. You're supposed to always side with who's really paying you,
Well,
who's the
no,
reason you're
but
here. But
Bob Arum is from way back, man. So he's like that, the boxing mafia or some shit.
he need to
You know
go
what I'm
sit his
saying?
ass in a rocking chair somewhere
But I mean,
and chill out.
he don't care about no fighters like that, bro. He care about top rank, their interests, and if you ain't he's about to set up Teofimo Lopez because Lomachenko has found his
Man,
mojo.
Lomachenko gonna whoop his ass.
Lomachenko is on a mission right now, bro, and it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for Tank or anybody to get in that ring with Lomachenko right now because I don't know what he don't win and found the eye of the tiger or whatever. You seen how he destroyed Nakatani, man. I'm telling you, he's
Yeah.
back. The Matrix is back, bro. And I mean, just seeing him move in there, I was like, man, that's gonna be, if he beat Lomachenko, him and Tank is gonna be the fight of the year, bro. Besides, I know
Mm.
no Fury and Wild is gonna be fight of the year. But if they
You
fight
think
next
so?
year, man, come on, bro. Them tickets
We
are
still
already
got
sold.
Spence and oh yeah, I'm sure. They said, but
Well,
they say no one wanted to see this fight, right? Yeah.
well, Spence and Pacquiao. But he's 42. You know what I'm saying? So soon, if Spence beat him bad, they're gonna be like, oh, Pacquiao got old. The only way that
Man,
fight going, the only way that fight is gonna garner, the attention if Pacquiao go out there and give Errol Spence a hell of a fight. And
that's
yeah, yeah,
this is the framework of boxing. Black fighter wins, he has to knock the person out, or it's a whack fight. Anybody else fight black fighter, they do good. They don't have to win. They don't have to knock them out. They are raised up. And it's like, why? Why is it like that? Maybe this is why they don't fight each other. Okay, because Shakur Stevenson has to knock out everybody. Jamal got to look good every fight. He
well,
has to look
Jamal
spectacular
fight
every fight. That's
look like
crap.
Jamal fight nothing but black fighters. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they just ignore the
But
154 division. I mean
he didn't have a good show unless he knocked you the fuck out. Like, who came up with
well,
that?
well, it don't matter if you knock him out or not. He's damn near the undisputed champion, and they don't give a shit, right?
But
You
it's
know what I'm
you
saying?
heard what Ward said, like, yo, y'all gotta chill out with that. But I'm like, they're in the booth with you. Those your colleagues.
Right. Right. But Ward is a company man too. He's got to get his check. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He got to get his check. So
That's why
it's definitely an
to keep
agenda
that word
going.
out. Oh
It's
yeah, it's
def
an agenda to sell. Man, the craziest thing is they can sell whoever they want. They can make
right,
you look like the biggest star in this world if they wanted to. They don't want that power transferring like that. They want to keep this thing as balanced as possible. That's why you don't see Charlos on the pound for pound list. That's why, it took Errol Spence forever to get up on that list. When did Errol get on that list?
right, right. Well, when he got on that
Errol
list,
just
he got on that list when Terrence Crawford fell off. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. It's
When
like,
they
why
couldn't
do
make
one gotta fall down? Then they
they
have
can
Terrence Crawford at the top of the list. Terrence Crawford wasn't even fighting nobody.
right. But see, he was on there before, so they got to find an excuse. They just looking for an excuse to. I think Josh Taylor is like number 4 now, and they're just looking for an excuse to put put Lomachenko up there as number 1 again. They can't. They
Oh yeah.
salivating for that. You know what I'm saying? Because Teddy Atlas already got him up there, damn near. You know what I'm saying? He's just waiting for another good performance, and it's a wrap on his list. So
That's crazy.
and the crazy thing is they don't care that Spencer's fighting the top of his division and beating him after a car wreck, all this dramatic stuff. You know what I'm saying? That should have been a huge a huge story, but they like, oh man, is he gonna be the
Oh
same? And
man,
it's like, hey
they
man,
got
it's like,
they
mhm.
got Jamal at 10 on the this is the Dazzling Pound for Pound list. Jamal at 10, the same rank he had. Tank Davis at number 9. He wasn't even ranked before. You don't even got Tank on the list. Are you crazy? Uh who is that? Do a line Fury. I mean Tyson Fury at the same ranking. Number 8. Lomachenko at 7. Teofimo at 6. Josh Taylor at 5. Errol Spence at 4. Terrence Crawford at 3. Naona Inu at number 2. And Canelo at number 1.
Wow. You see, and
Wow.
they'll throw one of them foreign dudes up there real quick, man. It's like you be like, oh,
Oh
them little
yeah.
tiny tic tac weights up there real quick just to have an excuse, what I'm saying, to move some of them black fighters up out of there. You know what I'm saying? So they, to take up the
And
room or whatever. And they're just notorious. Ring magazine, they're notorious for that. And did you see Oscar De La Hoya? I think it was Ricky Hatton. Everybody want to fight Oscar De La Hoya. Talking about making a comeback.
man, they Oscar gonna fuck somebody up. He tired of hearing about them damn fishnets.
Mm. Well, he's trying to work his way back to get. Why he want to fight Canelo, man? Why he want to get knocked the hell out?
I
You
guess
know
he
what
want to
I'm saying?
piss some blood. Canelo gonna beat his ass for every fucking missed payment.
Oh my goodness! I mean, all them
I
side
mean,
deals he cut.
now listen, man. So here is the ESPN pound for pound. One, Francisco Estrada at 10,
Oh my
Lomachenko at
goodness!
9, Alexander Usyk at 8, Josh Taylor at 7, Tyson Fury at 6, Teofimo Lopez at 5, Errol Spence at 4, Naona Inu at 3, Bud at 2, and Canelo at 1. Canelo still stay at 1, boy. I wish I could goddamn fight. Canelo out here fighting that dude that Rocky fought at the beginning of the movie. You don't even know his name. You remember the dude that was working for him on by the end of it?
Yeah, but they said
Canelo out
I
here
was
fighting that dude.
goddamn Alex Usyk. He's you know who he's being trained by?
Who?
Papa Lomachenko. You know what I'm
Oh.
saying? Papa Lomachenko, he was I think he's like the Ukrainian Olympic trainer,
Oh,
and
the coach,
for this,
yeah.
yeah, for this fight with Anthony Joshua, he's going to him to train him, and he accepted it to train him for the fight. But I'm like, okay, so he's gonna box the shit out of AJ, you know. So AJ, he don't mind taking that fight because Usyk don't have that power to knock him out. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But it don't seem
So
like it take much power to knock him out.
well, I
Because if you
mean,
look at it,
mhm.
do you think Ruiz lost pop on his punch? Because I mean, he was getting shook by oh my man, who did he just fight? Man, that
You
guy
talking
who
about
Wilder
talking about Chris
evaporated his
Chris
head.
Chris Areola Chris
Chris Ariola.
Ariel. Hmm.
Ariola was shaking Ruiz. He couldn't like he was hitting him with some heavy shots, man, and it wasn't even touching Ariola. Now this is the show. Wilder evaporated his ass with one. His shit was just gone. And I'm like, whoa, AJ don't want none of that. AJ don't want none of that shit. It will take
See,
one, and I think AJ will be done.
yeah, he don't want to fight anybody with power, and who can throw that
No.
who can land a shot on him, and Usyk, see, and Tyson Fury, he know they don't have any power. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? He
Tyler ain't
see
gonna
see
be
they
in
there's a lot of inside knowledge that these fighters have, and they knew what was going on with Wilder. They already, AJ already knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? Because he had heard about the training because he knows the guy who trained with Tyson Fury, and he heard about the gloves that Tyson Fury was training in, how he was cheating during training and stuff with loaded gloves. And the guy talked to AJ. So they be knowing what's coming. These the
Yeah.
trainers and the what you call them, sparring partners be talking and
Oh
you
yeah.
know be notifying. They get paid for that stuff, man. For that inside
Oh
scoop.
yeah.
You don't think Mayweather didn't know what was going on in other people training camps and stuff? And you
Oh
offer
yeah.
you offer somebody 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. Hey, what he looking like? Did he run today? You know what I'm
He ain't
saying?
run. Give me money.
How many rounds did he spar today? You think they don't be doing that, man? You crazy? You
I
think
be sending
Canelo?
hoes over there and everything.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why Jamel is talking good about Canelo because Canelo sent them a wife. He sent them one of them sent them a beautiful Mexican wife. You know what I'm saying? He's like, look here, boy. Hey, you want this fight? You know what I'm saying? I sent you a little, sent you a little senorita. You know what I mean? What's up with that? You know what I mean? When we meet, you know what it is, right? You know what it is. You happy? You happy? You know what I'm saying? She treating you good? She cooking? I mean, how you tacos down there? You know what I'm saying? They doing good? Yeah, I know you like it, boy.
Well, hell nah.
You know you like that, boy. I know what you like. I'm Canelo, boy. I know every goddamn thing. I
Hell
know how many
damn
miles you ran
it.
today. I bet they be telling, man. I bet they be in them camps. I bet they be cashing in. Just like they
Man, they
knew,
be.
just like they knew Errol Spence was drinking. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
He
yeah,
was
that was a
just like
not
they
so well
knew,
kept secret.
Errol Spence was in the clubs, and they be keeping tabs on each other, man. They get
Mm-hmm.
it. So and it's big money. It's big money in that kind of stuff. So get a little inside information. You know what I'm saying? Because I was surprised. I didn't know anything about Errol Spence drinking or nothing like that. And
Oh man,
Bomac,
Leon Muhammad
Bomac,
used to talk about it.
really?
Oh yeah, he used to talk about it. I mean, years ago.
Who was that fat
I give
dude?
him 2 years ago with no teeth.
Who's that? Who that fat dude? Oh yeah, I know who you talk about now. I didn't know his name like that, but yeah, he definitely don't like he definitely don't like
He
PBC.
he don't
He
like
can't
it.
stay. That motherfucker hate PBC. Al
Oh man,
Haven. That
he
mother,
hate all that
yeah.
shit. He said the Hollywood charade.
Man, yeah, I know that nigga is Uncle.
Oh
What his
man,
name is from Boondocks.
Ruckus.
That
And
nigga
you
is
get
Uncle
all that
Ruckus
dude out
for
like that.
real.
That
Oh
be art like that.
yeah, I
Art
haven't
be
seen one
tripping
of his
though. He really
videos
be
in a
tripping.
while. Oh
He be still
man,
putting some out. Oh man, I can't think of who that is, but yeah, he still be putting something out. I can tell. I'll find it for
the
you.
only people he fucked with is Muhammad Ali back in the day. He'll tell you them stories. Hmm.
Yeah, he fought with Bob Arum, so he really don't like that. But
Mm.
what was that? He is on well he's on Barber. Well he was just on Barbershop Conversations actually.
Oh really? Oh, I
Yep, he
gotta
was
go
in there
check.
with
I gotta check.
Fred like a couple months ago. They need to keep him on there, man. He was in the Nation of Islam. You know, he's a walking almanac, man. Whether you like him or not, he lived
Oh
through
yeah, I've
times that
seen.
we hadn't breathed no air,
Oh, I've
and
seen a
he is,
number. I've seen a number of his videos. I was like, this nigga is Uncle Ruckus for real, man.
man.
Mm.
Leon be tripping, man. He
I
be
think
tripping. He tell
it
you,
be
man, you got to
somebody
give him an
and
envelope.
the dude who be interviewing be challenging them too. He revving them up and stuff. I was like, oh
Oh,
man, it's
you talking
hilarious.
about Laugh at First Sight? He used to be on there all the time with the dude. I don't know what his name is, Jason or something. That used to be a trip. To my Jason, you ain't found Jason. It was so funny, but Jason be saying some real stuff. He like, nah, man. But he is the first one that I saw. He was like, yo, Spence ain't living right, and his team ain't making him be right. He was like, that's why Crawford will whoop his ass in his grandma's backyard. I was like, yo, did this man say that Crawford will whoop Spence ass in his own grandma's backyard? That's rough. So I've been like, yo, I'm going with the old head because you confident. You finna bet on this in your grandma backyard, man. You put my ass in my grandma backyard. You better get to the chopper.
So let me ask you something. So you seen where Pacquiao say he's training, getting his stamina together, and he's training for war. And how you think that
Man,
fight is gonna go?
I saw him doing toe touches. What kind of shit he planning on doing?
Well,
Motherfucker
he
was
said
jumping up doing toe touches.
well, he said he was concerned about his stamina and that he's working on his stamina because he's gonna, Pacquiao's a high energy type fighter. You know what I'm saying? He gets by on his movement and uh his awkward ability to get in and out, and he's gonna need all that. You know what I'm saying? Because
I
I think I think he's gonna have success early with Spence. Because it's gonna take a minute for Spence to get his timing down, and I think Pacquiao gonna be touching him up. I say maybe the first three, maybe 4 rounds. You know what I'm saying? I think Pacquiao gonna be getting that little left end, you know what I'm saying? And that how he like to fake a couple of times and then he like to jump on the outside and throw a left over the top
I
with his head
yeah,
down. You know what I'm saying?
catch
And
your ass slipping.
hmm
I think
yes,
Spence gonna have to weather that storm. Like you
yep.
say, Pacquiao gonna come in and try to hit him with that barrage. He gonna have to stay in his shell until he ready. But I think until that time, he gonna have to work those ribs. His best chance of beating Pacquiao is to catch him coming in, which is hard, but it's not impossible because it's been done before. But that's when he's most vulnerable. Mayweather was catching him good with that damn right. You know what I'm saying? But he a lefty, so I think he's gonna have to catch him with that straight left, catch him coming in with that, or catch his ass to the body.
Well, the thing with Spence, he's gonna have to power with that jab. He's gonna have to power with it. He can't commit to that jab because when he overcommit with his jab, it leaves him open. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's gonna have to power probe with the jab. And the only thing that's gonna stop Pacquiao, I see, is Spence has a uppercut. He has a straight short uppercut to stop you to hit you. Just go back and watch that Lamont Peterson fight, and he hit
Mm-hmm.
Lamont Peterson with a short uppercut because he was stooping over trying to come in and land blows over the top. But see, Spence hit him with that reach, that short uppercut. You know what I'm saying, to keep him off him, to keep him from making that kind of move. And then when if he ever gets Pacquiao, because those are safe zones where Manny Pacquiao, when he does that, that's a defensive uh, move too, and an offensive move when he dip over to the side with his left, and he comes over, but he want to come back over with a right. You know what I'm saying? But see, Spence, what he does is he does head control with his forearms and stuff. He reach
Mm-hmm.
out and grab you, and he throws you off balance. See, so no matter how
Yeah.
fast Pacquiao is, his reach is shorter, and Spence gonna grab you. He uses his jab in many different ways. Like he'll push you with his jab. You know what I'm saying? He'll maul you with his jab. You know what I'm saying? He'll put his
Mm-hmm.
forearm over you. You know what I'm saying? So you know, Pacquiao, whatever he do is gonna have to be clean because anytime he come near Spence, you see how he did Sean Porter.
But
Um,
I think Pacquiao is faster than Spence,
he is, but
and that's gonna be
what I'm saying is if you're faster than somebody, but somebody, when you're in basketball, when somebody blows by you, what do? When
you
somebody
gotta
try to
let them
blow
step
by
in
you,
front of their.
no,
Mm-hmm.
you foul them, right? You,
Yeah, you step in. Yeah, you step in front of their.
you know what I'm saying?
You
You
getting out
you
of here.
can't you can't stay in front of them because they too fast, right? So what do?
Mm-hmm.
You put an arm on them.
Reach
You
in.
grab it.
Yeah.
You touch their shirt. You put an elbow on them. You know what I'm saying? That's what Spence is gonna do to Pacquiao when he comes in like that. He's gonna use his forearm or his jab. He's gonna use his hand to push him off balance so he can because Spence likes to put his hand on you. He's like to put
Yeah,
his
he like to
lead
kick
hand
that
on
bad
you.
boy out.
Right. He like to
Yeah.
put it. He like to put that hand on you, and he likes to guide you, control you with the jab hand, and then he likes to come over. He likes to come over with the left, boom, and hit you. You go back and look at Lamont Peterson. Look at how he did Sean
I'm
in the 11th round. He put that arm on you so he could keep you in place and pop you. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna try to do that Pacquiao, I believe, and I think
It's gonna be a good one. I'm watching them right now with Danny Garcia, and but truthfully, I feel like we got to rate after the accident to Errol Spence because it's a different Errol Spence. We might think and man, I think the Lord he is okay, and didn't have anything broken and everything. But I think this is gonna be a tough fight for him. I just think it is, and he gonna have to
well,
be
well,
100%.
I
He
think
gonna have to believe in
I
his
think it's
punches,
I
man.
think it's going to be a tough fight for 4 rounds, 4 or 5 rounds, and that's not taking anything away from Pacquiao. And the reason I say that is because 42 is still 42. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
If
So he
he
gonna
was
try to get out of there.
35, if Pacquiao was 35, then I would be saying what you're saying. I'd be like, I don't know, but 42, I've been 42, and I'm telling you right now, you know, uh, uh no, for about
So,
4, 5, 6, maybe 4, 5, maybe 6 rounds. Pacquiao gonna do. He gonna be in there, and he's gonna be doing his thing. Moving. He's gonna be touching Spence up. But once it gets to the later rounds, that's when Spence, like usual, he's gonna take over. He's
but
training with Blue Ray, and he's not
think
gonna be in that same kind of shape that he was in
put
when
it.
he left Blue Ray.
But
Hmm.
think about this though. Now, even though we know that Thurman is weak to the gut anyway, but he put Thurman on his ass in that first round, and I think that changed the whole game plan.
Well, but
So
think
it's
about
like,
it.
yo, he got.
Thurman was coming off a 2-year layoff too. You see what I'm saying? So he wasn't as sharp as he should have been, and plus he was taking Pacquiao lightly. And then that knockdown, if you notice, he went straight back. He
I
went
don't think he
straight
was
back.
taking them. I don't think he. I don't think he was taking them lightly. I think he wasn't healed up yet.
Well,
I
think
think
about it.
he. I think he had to go
Did,
have
did,
another surgery right after that.
well, think about it. He went gambling on fight night. He stayed up all night. The previous night, they followed Thurman. He gambled. He chilled. He wasn't resting. He wasn't doing that. He was out there. He was taking. He thought he was gonna go in and beat an old man. That's what he thought. You see what I'm saying? He didn't. He
It
didn't
couldn't have
do
been
the
that
thing.
high.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he took him. He
Like,
went gambling
man,
all night long. Yeah, they were
I
showing it. He was in there talking shit, and he just took Pacquiao too lightly.
yeah.
Plus,
While he
he
was
was.
gambling, his ass went in there and put some money on Pacquiao because he knew he was gonna get his ass whooped. When I saw that picture, I said, "Oh, this motherfucker just put that bet on Pacquiao." Cause ain't no way in
well,
hell you gonna be in the damn at the crap
well,
table.
and Keith Thurman, he didn't want to face Errol Spence. So he thought he would get the Pacquiao money and then face Spence and cash out or something like that. But Keith
But
Thurman,
I
mhm.
heard Danny Garcia say, and I may be mistaken, I don't know, somebody can check me. But Danny Garcia said that Thurman hit harder than Spence. Or he
Probably,
said Thurman hit him harder than Spence.
probably. But see, Thurman's power only lasts maybe 4 or 5 rounds. You know what I'm saying? His true knockout power only lasts. It's kind of like Roy Jones Jr. You know what I'm saying? Roy Jones Jr.'s
He said his
power,
power bar go down quick.
yeah, his power, it ain't 12 round power. You know what I'm saying?
Motherfucker
That's
throw
why
two
that's
strong punches, it's over.
yeah, because it start to fade. He don't try to knock you out no more. So he don't try to
Now,
get you up.
now,
Hmm.
no, I'm thinking about this. Do you think it's because this generation ain't never had a boxing game that they don't know shit about boxing? You get your
Well,
ass in there with the wrong, you get in there with the wrong person thinking this because he's strong, you're gonna win, and you get your ass toe up. And you see that, okay, styles make fights. You just not, these people are ducking and dodging people because of they see something or they don't see something. Because I think Spence gonna go in there and try to knock his ass out. I think Spence gonna try to
yeah,
knock Pacquiao
yeah,
the fuck
of
out.
course. See,
If he
see,
going
people,
there any other way, he
see,
wrong. I
see
try
a
to knock his
lot.
ass out.
A lot of people think they so emotional nowadays about fights and stuff, and the fighters that they follow is that they don't see they're not looking, they're not hardcore boxing fans. See, Spence left Blu-ray. See, the last fight Spence had with Blu-ray was what's that guy named Leonard Badu or some shit like that. And
Yeah,
that's the
Badu.
guy. Everybody he was with, he damn near knocked out. When he was with Blu-ray, because Blu-ray trained him to give him the
Yeah,
most
strength and
strength.
conditioning coach.
Right. And see from Bandu, when he fought, I mean, I think it was Lamont Peterson. That was his last uh, training camp with Blu-ray. So Blu-ray gets Errol Spence in top condition.
Gets
You
the
see what I'm
most out
saying?
of him.
Right. He gets him in top condition. So now he's back with Blu-ray. See, Errol didn't want to stick with Blu-ray because he was training him too hard. You see what I'm saying?
He said
Right.
you
I
hitting
mean,
them
a lot of
motherfucking
people,
corners too
a lot of
fast,
people,
man.
a lot of people don't want to admit that, but Spence, he wasn't staying on top of his game. That's why he stopped partying. He wasn't getting the fights that he wanted. So he went off track. But now he's back with Blu-ray. I think we're gonna see Spence better than ever. We're gonna see the Spence that everybody was trying to avoid, because he's gonna have the stamina, he's gonna have the strength that he needs to be that machine that he usually is. You know what I'm saying? So whether it's by attrition or by skill set, what I'm saying, it's going to be the second half of the fight where he shines in the Manny Pacquiao fight, because he's going to have the conditioning and all that crazy conditioning that Blu-ray puts him through to make it. You know what I'm saying? To be the old
I,
Errol Spence.
my favorite part of the fight though. I'm not gonna even lie. Is when they go in that corner and you hear they trying to get them some corrections and tell them what they need to do, and they go
Uh
out
huh.
there and do, because it'd be like a chess match, man. You hear both sides telling them what they need to do, and somebody gonna go out there and do what they supposed to do, and somebody gonna not. I kind of the last fight with Tank, I was like, yo, let his trainer talk to him, man, because he was telling them when he finally got to talk, he was telling the right thing, even though Mayweather, I'm like, let his trainer talk to him. Let that focus get in, because a lot of the times they need that. Only Muhammad Ali, the only motherfucker without a trainer. Like Roger Mayweather said,
Well,
that's
well,
the
once
only
you,
motherfucker that didn't need a trainer.
well, I think that I think Tank realized he had better boxing IQ than this guy. He had, because his size. I think that gave Tank a little pause and stuff and confidence.
Yeah,
What I'm saying? But once he start once he started fighting them, he realized that this guy lacked. He don't know when to box and fight. So
yeah,
Tank realized when he could get him into a fight, it was over for him. See what I'm saying? As long as he stayed disciplined, he was winning the rounds. See what I'm saying? Then when Tank
yeah.
started landing good shots on him, that's when he
He
started
started
fighting.
retreating.
We started
Get up
fighting,
out of there. Yeah,
and see, Tank boxing IQ is higher. So, but it's going to be hard for him, to fight somebody like Josh Taylor, who also has a high boxing IQ, who knows how to keep his reach, know how to stay in
yeah.
his form, know how to box, what I'm saying, and not get into firefights. But see, Josh Taylor can fight too, so he'll try you. He'll get in there and fight and see if he can get the best of it. But you know, you just got to know when to fight, when the box. You just got to know when to turn it on, turn it off to your advantage, and that's the boxing IQ of it. And Burroughs just don't have
Hmm.
the boxing IQ. And Tank figured that out pretty quickly.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
His
That he
corner
don't.
did a good job though, Burroughs. His corner did a real good job. I mean, they were
Well,
telling him the
well,
right
Hunter,
thing to do.
Hunter, Hunter was trying to tell him, hey, just stay boxing, stay in your form, and
Yeah,
you can beat him. You know what I'm saying? Don't fight Tank. You know what I'm saying? Stay, keep your reach, keep your discipline. And see, that's the thing that make the Charlo so good, is that they stay disciplined. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
They
and they
stay,
stay
they
behind that
stay
jab.
right. They stay in their form. That's what makes. It's not that Errol Spence is such a such a wonderful special fighter. It's just that he's disciplined as hell. You know what I'm saying? At what he do, and he knows how to use what he do best to the best of his advantage. When to use it, when to back. Because when you see the little things, like when you see Spence back off and he just faking, he's just resting. he's resting. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying, his next move. He don't want to engage. So when you can control a fight like that, you know what I'm saying, you already know that you got this round in the bag. You know what I'm saying? You can fall back and win that round. You know what I'm saying? So get up enough rounds until you have to fight. So a lot of people don't. I think Sean Porter knows that about Spence. You know, he knows he
Hold
likes
on.
the crew. Hmm.
No, I'm sorry to jump in. This is some bullshit. I'm looking at
What you
I'm
watch?
looking at the Ring magazine pound for pound list. How the fuck is Leo Santa Cruz over Jamal and Deontay Wilder? You just got knocked the fuck out. They had your ass a pillow and read you a bedtime story. How are you ranked 22? Jamal 26, Wilder's 27. They got Chocolatito, Roman Gonzalez at 15. It's crazy. These folks need to be fired. What LeBron James said, y'all need to fire them up. What?
Isn't Ring magazine is owned by Oscar De La Hoya, right?
Yeah, I
I
think
think it's
so.
owned. So there you go. There you go. That's all you need to
That's
know.
why everybody want to knock his ass out. Cause he a
Mm-mm.
boxer. He know the bullshit, but it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
We we
But
we,
yeah,
we need our own list, man. We need a brothers list compiled of all the top YouTubers and shit talkers and black writers or whatever, new media, whatever you want to call it. And we can
shit.
come up with our
Uh,
own list
Shit.
because this
I
is
think
some
the
bullshit.
YouTubers. I think the YouTubers should fight. God damn it. You know what I'm saying? I want
Oh
to see
man, I
some of
would
these.
pay to see a lot of that shit.
All the damn beef they got going on, man. It's like, come
Oh
on now,
man,
they all throwing them gloves. You know what I'm saying? See what's happening. So that's
man, they be
generate
in them
about a
comments
couple of
going
mil.
crazy. They be talking crazy under them pictures. But I don't know,
Yeah,
man. I can't wait though. I want to see some good boxing. Oh, we didn't talk about the undercard. The undercard is going to be good, man. It's
really.
definitely going to be
For
good.
which fight?
Riviera and Fernandez. This one that's coming up. Riviera, you might
Hmm.
remember him. He's the dude who came in paying homage to Muhammad Ali. Had on the white trunks. He kind of had the Ali haircut. He was damn near fighting like Ali. Look him up.
Hmm.
He had a really good fight last time on PBC. And let me get this thing back on here. Michael Riviera, check him out. I mean, what is he? I'm trying to see. He is 20-0. He's fighting John Fernandez, who's 21-1. But Michael Riviera, he looks good, man. I mean, he definitely throw those hands. He got a good chin. I've seen him catch a couple from the Dominican Republic. 5'8", 71-inch reach, 13 KOs. It's gonna be a good one. So don't sleep on that first fight. That first fight gonna be good. We'll see how long it lasts, but so we should get some excitement tonight. Are they only having two fights?
I don't really know because Chris Colbert, you know what I'm saying? I'm just want to see that fight. I don't know about the
Oh no,
undercard.
check out the first one. I mean, check
Okay.
out that one with John Hernandez because I seen him fight. I say this boy coming in fighting like Ali for real. You know how people like doing this for Ali, man. He wasn't throwing number fucking hooks.
I'm surprised.
He
I'm
was throwing
surprised
number
they could get it.
headshot.
I'm surprised that they could get any decent undercards with this fight. But shoot, of course,
Oh
you know what I
yeah,
mean.
it's gonna be
I mean,
good. That
if it's
guy is
gonna be
pretty good.
good like that, I'm gonna have to check him
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because his last
Shoot.
fight, his fighting style, he can bang. He can bang it out. He definitely
Mm-mm.
a good puncher. He throw combos. He don't throw no 1-2. He throw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What weight class he at? Riviera.
He's at what 135.
Oh shit. You kind of wonder how did they just keep it with a few fighters, when there's other fighters out there at the same weight classes, you know what I'm saying? You just, wonder why the other fighters can't pick up no traction, you know what I'm saying? Why it's got to be just
Yeah.
a few, what you think, Ryan Garcia, what do you think he's going to come back strong? Or you think he's going to,
Cap Garcia. Man,
he
him and
calling out Tank
Teofimo.
again. They going for that fight, right?
Man,
They going
my
for that
thing
fight.
is, if you're popular, you can do whatever you want and get away with it. If Tank would have
Yeah.
been capping like that, trying to get that fight, and then said, "Oh man, I got issues and all that other stuff." We understand that, but whatever. Like, come on, man. Like, what you did? You went to somebody get hypnotized so you can fight Tank, so you can muster up the courage. It's like, come on, man. If I was Tank, I wouldn't even give his ass to fight. I'd make his ass wait. Make
Well,
his
it
ass wait, Tank.
well, it was funny because when he was the interim WBC champion, and he was mandatory for Devin Haney. Devin Haney went to see him after that Luke Campbell fight, and he confronted him. He was like, "Yo, what's up?" And Garcia, he rallied up the crowd to him. We won't Tank. We won't Tank. We
Yeah,
won't Tank.
man.
And Devin was like, "What the hell, nigga? You my mandatory. You know what I'm saying? What is going on? What are
Oh
you talking
man,
about Tank for? You know what I'm saying? So it's just
Tank got to get Devin got
boxing
to
is
get
just
his ass on some live feed with Fat Joe. These people need publicists, man. I mean, they need a good publicist. Somebody get their ass on the Today Show. Somebody get their ass on the Tonight Show. Something. They got to do something because the way they getting these fights now is like, yo, it's like they back in the dark ages. I got a bus
well,
in the room and you start speaking English all of a sudden.
I
How
want
you
to
don't
see
speak English? You saying get the fuck out of here.
I want to see Ryan Garcia stop smiling and get mean. You know what I'm
I
saying?
want to see
I'm
that motherfucker eat a body shot from Tank.
but no,
That
Tank
last
it.
dude put you down with a body shot. Tank gonna fucking give your ass a colostomy bag.
God damn.
If that last dude he fought put him down with a body shot, what you think Tank gonna do to
What LB said? Tank is the greatest fighter in the world.
him? In the
Mm.
world?
In the
Shit.
world,
Ellie
Tank is
be
the
cracking
biggest
me
fighter.
up.
That dude is
Now,
crazy.
if half of these folk fought as much as Badu Jack fought, I have respect for their ass. But ain't none of them fighting like Badu Jack. Badu Jack fight every 3 months.
Yeah, that's why he's gonna stay sharp. You know.
But yeah, Badu Jack fight every 3 months on everybody on the card. He don't care who it is. But yeah, I got Tank over Ryan Garcia. I would just give him the fight just to let him beat Ryan Garcia's ass. But the truth of the matter is, besides money, Tank ain't really got no reason to fight Garcia. Like it's just like, man, what
Yeah,
you
you're right.
you
You're right.
know you got really less upside than anybody to fight this dude. He haven't proved this up to anybody, and this is nothing more than glorified Mayweather versus Logan Paul. Because that boy ain't got no reason, no way to be in the ring with Tank. Tank gonna kill him.
Right, and they know that. So that fight, they ain't gonna make that fight. He gonna keep
Man,
on capping like you've been doing. You know what I'm saying? He gonna keep on making Instagram posts and shit of him hitting that little fucking bag. You know that little bag.
he said, "You ever seen a pit bull fight a chihuahua?" Me neither, but I'm sure I can't wait. I can't wait to say that's what it is. That's what it's gonna be if he get his ass in that ring with Tank, and he know it.
Right, right.
I mean, for real, like just make your money, Ryan. Don't get yourself in no trouble. You
Oh,
gonna be
you
looking like
see,
Martin when he fought Tommy
look,
Hearn.
look here, man. Anybody that fake mental illness, bro, to get out of a fight, come on, bro.
Just like
Come
faking
on.
the COVID test, them the same people, man. Cap Garcia and Capafimo Lopez. Like Cap,
Mm.
Cap, Cap, and Mo Cap. They fucking graduation class all them goddamn caps.
You
Like
know
get up
what's
here and
fun?
fight, man. Just fight.
You know what's funny? And then he goes to the COVID capital of the world. He goes, he say he got COVID. Then he goes to the COVID capital of the world in Italy to have a vacation. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
You're like, bro, come on. What is going
Tiafimo might be
on?
the first boxer I've seen talk themselves out of popularity. Because after
Yeah,
that Lomachenko fight, everybody was with him. Everybody was like, yo, he's the next, whatever. Then he started talking so much that he made people say, yo, man, I want to see you get knocked the fuck out. And I've
yeah,
never seen that before. And he haven't even made a fight since then. I mean, for
yeah.
real, Teofimo went from unknown to the number one boxer, because when he beat Lomachenko, man, that was everywhere. It was everywhere. It was like, oh, it was undisputed, all that bullshit. It was everywhere. And he went and started running his mouth so much that he turned the fan base against him.
Yeah, that's
I
because
mean, I
they were catching him in so many lies, bro.
you're
And man,
lying too much. Like that's what I say.
he was
Shut
being so
up.
toxic. He was being so toxic too, you know, about other fighters and saying who's trash
Exactly.
and
It's
just
just like
down.
it's just like
Hmm.
like
Go ahead.
Jamel when he said that dumb shit to White. Like, yo, shut up, man. Just go in the ring and knock somebody the fuck out. Stop doing all
Right.
this extra stuff because you are people will pay to see you get your ass whooped. So if you cool with that, then be cool with that. But be prepared to live like Sonny Liston. Once you get your ass whooped, they ain't got no need for you no more.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's what these people got to understand. Keep your fan base. Talk to them like Bud. Bud, you can say what you want about Bud, but Bud really don't get into that. He say something back when something said to him. But Bud support Shakur, be a big brother to him and a lot of other fighters. And Bud just keep it chill. You like him, you like him. You don't, you don't. But nothing he's really said has made you dislike him. Honestly, people
yeah,
can't say that. Yeah.
but the only person Bud say something about is Errol Spence, and he has a lot of jealousy towards Errol Spence
I
because of the
don't
way.
think so.
I think so because who else in boxing make personal remarks about that man career? That man has never said anything uh, derogatory
Yeah,
towards.
hell, oh
But
hell no,
no, no,
man.
no, no. I'm
We,
talking about. Listen. Who came out and said that Errol Spence is a drunk?
I don't know. I ain't hear that. But
You ain't
shit,
you ain't hear that? No, you ain't hear that, right? Who else
but
came out and
shit.
said? Who else came out and said Errol Spence is gay?
Hey man, if I came out and said Malcolm X fuck white women and he fuck white women,
No,
that's
no,
true.
no, no. I'm just telling
Hold
y'all.
on, he said Errol Spence was gay. What? Hold on, now I
His
missed that.
kid, yeah, he see Bud is passive aggressive, so he used his guy. I don't know if you ever seen him in his camp
Oh
called
man,
Bernie. Can you hear me?
nah. Yeah, I can hear you.
He yeah, so he goes through Bernie and they just go in on Spence. Everything they watch everything he do like trolls. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
And
nah, I don't
they
know.
yeah, yeah,
Not the illest nigga in Nebraska, man. Nah, man.
yeah, yeah. And Bud say see he speaks for Bud. See he said, Bud gives him the okay to go in and say all this personal bullshit, about Spence because I think I think that
I
Bud is
don't know
pissed
about
off.
that. I gotta look into that. I gotta
No,
look
go
into that.
ahead. When you get
Because
time,
man,
go
the
ahead.
truth
Go
is
look
though,
into
Bud decided his own road, man. I mean, Bud can't
it.
you knew Top Rank to have a lot of people for you to fight. You know they ain't finna pay nobody. You know, you chose your own road. As far
Right,
as that go,
right.
I don't think,
But you see this new dude that okay, Bud started in 2008, right? He started in 2008, right? He didn't reach.
hmm
He didn't. He became undisputed, right? Look how this. Okay, so he go to 147, and here come this new guy, and all of a sudden he become a huge star. Way his star, it shines brighter than yours, but you got more accomplishments, right? So now everybody's looking for you two to have a showdown, but he's a bigger star. But you've been in here longer than him. You've got more accomplishments than him. But why is he a bigger star? You see what I'm saying?
man, that man from Nebraska, he don't care about that, man.
All
But
right.
boy,
I'm just
but
trying to
boy,
tell you. I'm
Bud,
just trying to tell you. I mean, they've been saying a
but boy,
lot of
Bud
personal.
don't hold it down when it
They've been saying
Yo,
a lot of
you
effed
said a
up.
wild one though. I ain't never heard that one. That's rough,
Oh,
man. I
oh,
hope he ain't
oh!
doing nothing like that.
It's worse.
I don't
It's
like.
worse. It's worse than you think. Go to Bernie.
I don't.
Go to his channel and see
You
what
got
they
to
be
send that to me
saying.
because I'll check it out. Because man, one thing
Hmm.
about it though, I don't like the personal stuff. I like to kind of keep it in the ring, because
No.
it gets to be a cat fight. It gets to be boxing is turned into Real Housewives.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
Where they can't go to a party without these motherfuckers fighting on the floor. And it's like, yo, come on, man, bring that into the ring, man. Like,
Well,
truthfully, I used to hear shit back and forth with Mike and Holyfield, but they kept that shit cordial for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Because it's okay. I want to fight you. We gonna get that done. But all that other personal shit that really don't matter is like it's bullshit. Get in that ring, man. Get in that ring.
uh,
Me personally, I didn't like when Shadow was like when Arrow said, "Oh, you're gonna have to take 40%." That's like me going to your job and say, "Hey, you're gonna have to take $9." Motherfucker, no, I don't. Fuck y'all.
say
You know what
that
I'm saying?
again.
It's kind of
What he said? What he said now?
when Arrow said they gonna do it, but Crawford gonna have to take 40%.
Right.
And he told this to,
60-40.
you know what I'm saying?
He's been telling Crawford 60-40 since they met at that they met at that fight at over at Top Rank. You hear what I'm
Okay,
saying? Yeah, ever since, see, Bob already knows that Spence team wants 60-40. He wants 60-40 to take him off his path. Because Arrow told Terrence Crawford exactly how he was moving. He said, I'm fighting
okay,
this person, this person, this person. He said, if you want to fight, it's 60-40, right? So they came
uh-huh,
back. They can't see. He said, call Bob. He said, tell Bob to call Al Heyman. He said he know the numbers already. They already know the numbers. See, people don't be listening. See, he said they already know the numbers that we want. So Errol Spence, they already have been offering Bud them 60-40 to take him off fighting, going for the belts the way he's been going on the PBC side. So that's why he said, I'm gonna clear my side of the street because it's harder to negotiate. What? It's harder to
no, I
negotiate
read
out.
that side of the street shit. I be hating that. So go ahead.
But, well, I mean, put it this way: it's easier to make in-house fights than it is outside, right? Because
But why
you
is
know,
that? Because they made that outside fight with Fury and Wilder pretty fucking fast.
but that's
And they made it
heavyweight.
3 times.
But that's
Yo,
heavyweight. You
it's
could
business. It's business. It's
right? No,
business
but
though.
but
It's
listen,
business.
listen to what I'm saying. It is business, but when you're dealing with heavyweights, it's more money involved. You see what I'm saying? And the networks are they collaborate when it comes to because they can see the money. But when it's the smaller weights like Errol Spence and everybody under that, Bob Arum and Top Rank and PBC, you know what I'm saying? They got to come to an agreement and what network to put it on, right? So
No,
if
they can put it on both.
they can, but what I'm saying is they're not trying to make what you call it concessions. They're not trying to make because somebody wants the money off the TV deal. Somebody they got to come to a collaboration, right? So
Yeah, it's a big ass pie.
so right. So Arrow has already offered, they already knew the offer was 60-40. But see, they came back and said they want 50-50. You see what I'm saying? But Arrow's saying, look, I'm fighting all the hard people in the division. I'm fighting all the champions in the division. You're not fighting champions. You're fighting B fighters on the outside. You know what I'm saying? At this division, I'm the man. So 60-40. I'm the one who got two belts, going for a third. You know what I'm saying? It's like so 60
But what
40.
when but what when Bud Crawford says, but I'm the one that everybody want to see you fight.
But that's not.
Don't nobody give a fuck about Spence fighting nobody else over
But
Crawford.
look at
Who
but
would
look
they?
at it.
Nobody don't even
Look,
want to see him fight
but
Pacquiao
but
over Crawford.
But look at the pay-per-view numbers. What do you mean? Look at the
That's
pay-per-view
on his
numbers.
team. That's on his team.
Huh?
Put it like this. Okay, Leonard Ellerby just said this that Floyd Mayweather got 500,000 pay-per-view buys fighting Logan Paul. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder got 800 buys with Showtime backing them and ESPN. And he was like, now what does that tell you? Say, yeah, it's all about the promotion. I can't help because
No.
I'm on Big Cat
Look,
Records
look,
like Gucci Man.
look, look. Listen. Bud fought Amir Khan on pay-per-view, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what his numbers were? Like
What?
80,000, like an eighty
So
thousand.
but we
No,
all
no,
know Top
I'm
Rank
just
can't
telling you.
promote.
Right. I'm not talking about promotion. I'm talking about like star power. That's how they rate you when you go in, right? And they look at your numbers, your drawing power, right? The networks. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? They look at what your pay-per-views, what they drew individually, and they look at, both sides. Now, Errol Spence hasn't done anything under 300,000 pay-per-views. You see what I'm saying? So he's known as a
Mm-hmm.
pay-per-view star. So he not only
Mm.
does he garner the money, he also is a unified champion at 147. You see what I'm
Is
saying?
Garcia pay per view? Is Garcia pay per view star?
It was
Who he just fought?
they generated like 325,000 pay-per-views, right? So
250. 250.
two, I thought it was
250.
325.
No.
Two,
Unless they
it was
added some,
250.
unless they got some
Go look
250.
it up. Google it.
I'm looking at it
'Cause
right now. I'm looking at it
250,
right now. 250. It more they say
250.
more than 250. It might have ended at 350
Okay,
in
but
excess of 250. So that means they didn't bust
because
275. Great numbers.
look,
I'm not down in that
but
at
hold
all
on,
by
hold on,
no means.
hold on. But that number trumps two of Crawford's pay-per-views. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That number right there with his lowest pay-per-view trumps two of Crawford's pay-per-view business wise. So
So if Crawford, let's say hypothetically Crawford fought if Crawford fought Garcia, do you think it would even did like 100,000 buys? Because
I
I
don't
agree
know.
with you. I totally agree with you. Errol Spence is the
I
top.
think for
He's top.
hardcore fans, I think it's a difference between hardcore fans and casual fan buys. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't think people know who Crawford is. You see what I'm saying? On the casual side,
Nah, nah.
I don't think
Because
people.
he's really on the European side of the street, and they don't even give him no. They don't even give him no shine. It's terrible. But either way, though, you still
Hmm.
have to answer the question: is why, with all of that you just said, is he still the biggest fight for Errol Spence? I've been
He's a
hearing this
he
fight
he he's the biggest
since.
fight. He's the biggest fight because of Crawford's skill level. Not it's because of Crawford. It's the threat that
But
Crawford brings to
so
beating Spence. That's why he's the biggest. That's why it's the biggest fight because Crawford got the most skill.
exactly, it's
You see what I'm saying?
it's a
So,
skill
but
level.
that don't
But the
transfer.
only
But
people that notice
skill,
that
but
skill is not the
right.
casual.
That's right. See, and so
So it's
that's
like
why.
you bringing both sides of the street together.
Right. But what I'm
Because
saying
Spence
is
got the skill and the
Spence,
spotlight.
Spence got the spotlight in the business, and he's got the belts. You see what I'm saying? He got more belts than Crawford. He got more star power than Crawford.
He got
The
his
only thing he don't
company
have more
behind
than
him.
Crawford. No, what I'm saying is it's the business side, right? He's got the business side unlocked. You
Exactly.
see what I'm saying? So
Okay.
what I'm saying is the only thing Crawford has to bring is his skill level. You see what I'm saying? But he's not fighting the best guys. He's not doing like Hearns did. He's not doing like Sugar Ray did. He's not fighting the rivals, what I'm saying, and getting his name up. You see what I'm saying? He's fighting Jose Benavidez. He's fighting
You know
faded
what he's
fight.
doing?
Mm.
He's not fighting on Tyson Fury undercards as he should be because his
Right.
bullshit ass company ain't behind him. Look at how many
Yeah, I agree with that.
undercards Tank fought up on the Mayweather.
Right.
Tank fought under
But
Mayweather. He even lost his belt on the scale that time, and Mayweather was pissed off, like, dude, this is a big ass stage, and you coming in here under, you know. But that, like I said, it really, if he had his team behind him, he definitely could go for that money. But it's kind of like with Wilder's trainer, right? After the trainer made those statements, you have to really wonder how much was he really with Wilder. You feel me?
right.
After Barbell
Yeah.
made those statements, how
Yeah.
much was you ever really with making him a big star? You wasn't.
Okay.
But he
So
still is one half of the biggest fight that everybody wants to see. I don't know nobody that don't want to see them two bang it out.
okay. So Bud is fighting Jose
I
Zepeda.
don't even want to know who he's fighting.
No, I'm
It's
just
fucked up,
telling you.
man.
I'm
I
just
don't even
telling you.
want to know. I know
He
it's some bullshit.
okay, okay. I'm just
It's
telling you.
he gonna fight some motherfucker. I don't know.
Right. So
Play third base on the weekend.
how you gonna garner 50-50 in a fight with Earl Spence and you fighting the Jose Cepedas of the world? Yeah, you knocking out everybody, but you knocking out Jose Cepeda. You see what I'm
Hey
saying?
man, he got to Aaron Smith got to start taking all the good beats for himself. Shit, let me.
But see, what would make it a
Okay.
50-50 fight for Bud is if he fought Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, or
Or
Sean
Sean
Porter.
Porter.
All he has to do is fight
He should
one
have
of
fought
them.
Sean Porter.
Earl
He
Earl
should have
had to
fought
fight
Porter.
all three. He had to
He's
fight himself for Keith Thurman. He had to fight all of them guys just to get up there. So all Bud has to do is fight one of them dudes to garner 50-50. You see what I'm
but when he
saying?
had a chance to fight Bud, I mean when he had a chance to fight Porter, you remember what happened. Bob had Porter removed at the first number one contender, I mean.
Right. I mean, I
Or
don't
he
know what
lowballed him. Like
they
what?
say that Bud contract is up in October. So if he resigns
Yes.
to get that Josh Taylor fight, and he
Mm.
gonna beat Josh Taylor ass good. If he resigns, so to fight Josh Taylor, then hey, they ain't never gonna fight, bro. They ain't never gonna
Oh
fight.
man, don't say that. Don't
Well,
say that
if
shit.
if they
I gotta see
do,
these boys fight, man.
if they do, Crawford gonna be 34, and it's gonna be. I mean, I don't know
Yeah, they
how they
gotta
gonna
run the
get that
fight
done.
now.
I don't know how they gonna get that
They gotta.
done,
You
man.
know what? This is my wish. I wish Crawford go in there and talk to Canelo and see what papers he need to file to go ahead and just be a free agent and sign like a one fight deal.
Hey,
And that's the way because
Crawford. Hmm. Go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, Crawford said he wouldn't fight Canelo. He said he's too big.
Nah, nah.
Yeah,
He
no,
know
but here,
himself.
but you hear him and Jamel Charlo going back and forth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like wondering, hey man, that would be a boss move for him to go up to 154 and beat Jamel, and then Earl have to come to him.
Yeah.
Because if he become undisputed, beating Jamel Charlo, shit, he the man in that division, and then he could definitely garner 50-50 or whatever, 60-40 for Errol to fight that fight. Errol take 40% and Bud take 60% at 154 and fight Bud for undisputed if he beat Jamel Charlo. But the thing is, I don't know if he can fuck with Jamel. I don't know.
Shit.
I
Crawford
don't
said,
know if
don't
he
be
can.
putting me in that shit, man.
Hey, I don't know. What I'm saying?
he,
So
he said, nah, man, I got too old to be doing all that shit.
what if Joseph Peters sucked, man? He barely beat Hank Lundy, man. It was a questionable win on Hank Lundy. I don't this Joseph Peters dude. I don't even know
So
how.
so if
Mm-mm.
he go in there and don't look good versus the Peter, and Spence go in there and knock out Pacquiao, is that fight that got to be next still?
Yeah, yeah, because that's bullshit. Everybody, well, hardcore fans know that Jose Cepeda ain't shit. Not the. I hate to say it like that, but if you look at his last fight, I mean, the boy looked crazy out there. I was like, come on, man, what is he doing in the ring with Crawford, bro? How did he get that fight? Um, it's a non-threatening fight. Nobody wants to see it, bro. Crawford way too
Mm-mm.
good for that, man. He's way too good. And see, that's the problem. That's why Crawford get all this hate because he's not fighting the top dudes. You see what I'm saying? And he still gets a pass from a lot of fans. And
Mm.
he's a special fighter.
It's it's
It's kind of
amazing
it's
that
kind of it's,
how
it's
they
kind of like
see that.
Tank. It's kind of like Tank. Tank ain't fighting
They were saying,
nobody. Hmm.
but shit, Tank getting them buys though. That's all that matter, right?
Yeah. See. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
but Spence wasn't fight nobody before he got the fight.
Before he got the fight. Who?
before he went to Britain and took that belt.
Right, but he was just up and coming though. See, Spence, people think Spence been in the game longer as Crawford. No, Crawford been in the game longer than Spence. You see what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah, but
Crawford.
okay.
Hmm.
So those accolades, whether he won or didn't, whether his shit is not up to that thing, because Crawford had dominated and took and unified and undisputed the whole division before
Right.
moving up to where Spence is at. So,
Yeah, but it
but
ain't
but but
about. But see, with hardcore fans, it's not about just achievement. It's about who you beat. You see what I'm saying? It's not about just having bragging rights of a division. It's about who you beat in the division. You see what I'm saying? You get
who is
credit
that
for
boy we
who.
talking about it? The what is his name? And I'm looking at this fucker right now.
Come on, Usyk.
I can't think of. Is that Usyk the undisputed
At cruiserweight.
at cruiserweight?
Yeah, Usyk ain't shit.
No, I'm talking about Josh Taylor. That Josh Taylor who is undisputed. Yeah,
Yeah.
Josh Taylor undisputed. Josh Taylor
Hmm.
undisputed. Who the fuck
Yeah.
is he beat?
He beat Jose Ramirez. He beat Regis Prograde. These guys are good, man. Regis Prograde and
So
Ramirez,
and
those are
he's at
real threats.
18 and 0. He's at 18 and 0 right now. Terrence
Yeah,
Crawford is at 33 and 0 or something like that, right? So if he
yeah.
moves up and he's now 33 and 0, you mean to tell me we throw them belts he got now in the trash? Yeah,
No,
that's what we doing. That's what
no,
we doing to
no,
Crawford.
no. Unless, huh?
I
Throw the
mean, I'm
belts in
like,
the
yo,
trash.
he. No, I'm saying like he's at 18 and 0. So I'm
Hmm.
just being hypothetical here. He done unified the whole division. He
Right.
this shit is undisputed. If he move up in a weight class, do he supposed to just take 40% and act like he ain't just fucking undispute this whole shit?
If you go to another weight class, yeah, because you starting over, bro. You undisputed at 140. You not undisputed at 147. You see what I'm saying?
But you
If
ain't
you
finna
move,
pay me like
if
I'm an
you
Uber driver either.
if you move up to 154, you don't get paid more than Jamel Charlo because you was undisputed back at 147. If you move up to
But
160, you don't get more money than the champion there. You see what I'm saying?
but
You don't
you can't
you
act like I'm Ryan Garcia either.
no. What you do is you get what it is you get a shot, a direct shot at the champion. You see what I'm saying? That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? They put you up there as a mandatory to fight for the belt because unifications trump Trump regular fights or whatever. So that's what happens when you go to another weight division. You know what I'm saying? The champion from the last weight division gets a direct shot. They get an automatic shot at the belts hold or the belt holder or the champion of the next division. That's what happens. It don't means that you're gonna be the man at that division just because you're the champion at the last division. Because your shit may not carry over. You see what I'm saying? And that's the problem with Crawford. He's been fighting all these off-colored fights, and he haven't been fighting the direct dudes that's in top of the division like you're supposed to in traditional boxing. You don't go fight on the sidelines. You fight on the main line, and that's how people see if they rate your skills at another weight class. You know, so you don't know with Crawford yet because he haven't fought the Sean Porters, he haven't fought the Keith Thurmans, and he hasn't fought the best in the division. And now they getting old and they falling off their game because it's been so long.
Yeah,
So
we're gonna stop we're gonna stop doing Bud like that because them folk won't come fight him.
well, listen, the
Hey man,
propaganda is
hey
strong with
Bud,
this one. The propaganda is strong.
Bud say, man, these folk won't even come across the street to fight me. I'm over here like, come on, your mama bitch. Y'all
But
won't come
see,
across the street.
but see, in
You can't blame them because they don't
2018,
call that street
see,
now.
so
We heard us.
2018, he knew. See, he even said it in one of his interviews. He said he know that he don't have to. He know if he wasn't with Top Rank, he could make those fights. He said that himself. You see what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
Bud is aware of what's going on. Just like you said, he chose to go over there by himself to resign. He if you go back and look at Bud interviews, he said he know he can get them fights if he want. He just don't want those fights. You know, he don't want those fights, and that's what a lot of people are missing. They want it more than Bud wanted. Bud said he Bud said he already set. Bud already done told y'all
Yeah.
asses. He said he already set. But look, that's but look, you may be set for yourself, but if you're gonna be still considered the man in boxing, you got to fight these dudes. That's just what
Uh-huh.
boxing is. Sugar Ray, he couldn't just sit
Okay.
back after he fought Benavidez and just say, "Oh man, I'm the man." No, he had to go fight Hearns. He had to go fight Duran. You know what I'm saying? What if that was Sugar Ray Leonard after he became a champion, fought um,
Okay.
Benavidez and just said, "Oh, I'm just chilling, man. I'm already in the Hall of Fame. I'm good. I don't have to fight Duran them. I don't have to fight Marvis Hagler. I ain't got to do none of that."
But but I'm fine with it, just like Canelo fans are fine with it. What y'all talking about? Fuck y'all talking about. I'm cool with him fighting these motherfuckers. I'm like
I
Canelo people.
understand
Fuck y'all
that
talking
that
about.
that that see that. Hey, I can't argue with
Man,
that.
y'all don't know how dangerous Judges Velasquez was.
Hey, hey, I
He
can't
just
argue
fought
with
him.
that. If
That
you look
man
at it that way,
masterful. What y'all talking
that's
about?
just
It's
that's
the
just
exact
how it
same
is.
thing, right? It's
Right?
the
It
same
is.
thing, right? He
That's the
ain't gotta go
exact
there and
same
kill
thing.
himself fighting Errol Spence. Shit,
I think I
he
got a.
fighting
I
all
think
these
I got
motherfuckers.
a. I think I got a video where I called Crawford the Black Canelo.
Oh hell no, he ain't gonna do him like that,
Well, hey, he
Hey, you
fight
know
who
my
he
boy
want to
that boy
fight
from the
when he
back.
want to fight. He fight who he want to
Both. I
fight
like
when he
them
want to
both.
fight. Oh
I like
yeah,
them
I
both.
like I
I
like
really
Bud
do.
too.
I fuck with
I
both
just
of them though.
I just don't think he's in the boxing like everybody
Okay,
else.
but when but and even though we can't count last year because that was the COVID year, he did do 150 buys versus Amir Khan. So that means somebody paid to see him kick his ass. It ain't his fault Amir Khan turned into a baby back bitch in that ring. He could have
See,
became a bigger star after that.
but ain't shit, Steve.
What? Shit. Hell no.
Nah, he good. He good, man. But I
Hey,
just don't
bud, send
think.
me an
I just.
autograph glove or something. You hear I got your back.
I, I just I just don't think he's hungry anymore. I
Oh
don't
man,
think
I, you
I don't
know,
I don't think he's hungry
it's a
anymore.
business now.
We know he can do what he can do, but I just
Yeah.
don't think he hungry for that legacy. He haven't had the legacy fights. I think his company, kind of like when you go to a job, kind of like when you go to a job and you all high on it, you want to be the best. You know what I'm saying? And then you find out that there's a lot of bullshit. There's a lot of favoritism, and then it just kills your spirit. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to
I
be the best no more. You just want to just make a paycheck. You just want to come to work, do your job, clock in. You know what I'm saying? Do your work and go home, and that's book. He used to want it to be the best. He know he can be the best, but because of the politics in place, the place where
okay.
he applied to work is fucking him over.
Now, do you know how many fights it's been since he went undisputed in light
Uh,
welterweight?
it's been like his first fight was with Jeff Horn. That was what 2017, I believe.
18.
2018.
He
Okay,
fought
so
twice in 18, twice in 19. He been fighting 2 times a year. Shit, he been getting, man, they been bullshitting. So he done fought 5 times since then. The best one he fought has been Amir Khan, the most notable. Kell Brook, even though damaged goods, was the last fight.
Amir Khan
Those
damaged
fights,
goods
like you
too.
said, yeah, Amir Khan definitely damaged good, but he got a whole demographic over there that want to see him win.
Hmm.
He got the Brits and he got the Arab. They want to see him. They'll watch him fight. But and that's why I did so many buys. Like you said, Terry Crawford ain't that known, but he still did 150 pay-per-view buys. But what I see after that, Amir Khan, you following it up with Kavalauskas, and that's the one who gave him a good fight too. He hit Bud pretty hard, and everybody said he went down. I don't think he did, but Bud ended up beating his ass like he stole his mama purse out there. But after that, Kell Brook. I mean, all those fights when they were making it, they were all probably the C choice. No one picked them to be the main one that he was fighting. Somebody got to figure out how to get him like the next two fights. I think he's gonna fight
Yeah,
40 fights and be done. I can't see him doing more than three more fights.
I'm gonna
I
tell
just
you,
can't.
I believe the Spence fight is gonna happen. Um, I believe the money is gonna be there. Um, Somehow, I believe they're gonna find a way because Errol Spence asked Al Heyman to make that fight next. Okay, so if Spence
Mm-hmm.
beat Pacquiao, you best believe they're gonna offer Crawford something. They're gonna offer him something, and they're gonna make it sweet. You know what I'm saying? And
But
if
at that
Crawford,
time, they can't make the deal until Crawford sign with a promoter or get his shit cleaned up in his house.
well, see, think
Because
about
he
this.
get the
Think about this. Al Heyman gets shit done, bro. A lot of people don't give Al Heyman credit for what he does.
oh
Al
Al
Heyman
gets
get
it done.
Al gets shit done, bro. And Spence asked
He's been
Al
getting it done.
to get that damn fight done. So whatever the percentages is, if they have to go behind closed doors to make it happen, because
They
everything's
got
had.
to. You can't
Hmm.
go shouting out what somebody got to take. This is a grown man here. And I don't care what your whatever you is. You can't come telling me in front of the world what you gonna give me. Because now I
Well,
got a problem.
it's that's how boxing has been forever. You know what I'm saying? It's only now that people are so
These
invested
days
in the
young
fighters.
boxing.
Everybody's so invested right now with the fighters that everybody takes 60-40 from the champion. What's going on, Renee Boxing? What's going on, man? Renee Box Young. Um, it's just that now that the champion or the star of the division always offer a 60-40 contract, or even worse. It's just now that
He
so many
said
people.
even worse.
Yeah, because it's just now that you either team Spence or your team Crawford that people are taking things so emotionally. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so
Hold
oh
on. You
yeah,
said Team Crawford?
it's either just like they say Team Canelo, Team Crawford. Everybody's on teams now. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, we ready for that Colbert fight, Renee. We talked about it a little earlier. Um, yeah, I think Colbert is going to destroy this dude. He's going to beat the crap out of him within 4 rounds. It's going to be ugly. I know this dude. He fought Gary Russell and stuff. So I think Colbert just got too much athletic ability, too much speed, too much talent, and everything. So I don't think he's. I don't
Yeah.
think this fight is going to be that good. What about yourself, man? You doing all right today? I hope everybody's doing okay, man. Out here. Mm-mm. So yeah, but yeah, getting back to that, man. Yeah, everybody's on these teams now, man. It's like, what I'm saying? So everybody get, super hyper and sensitive, when it comes to the split. And it's not important because it's the usual business. It's business as usual. It's just that people don't like Spence because they love Crawford, or people don't like Crawford because they love Spence. So,
I
and then the
think it was
narrative.
made that way, man.
Hmm.
Because everybody just jump, and they can't tell you why. Because I don't have, I like both of them. Whenever
Me too.
either one of them fight, I watch it and I critique them accordingly to how they fight was at that time. But for both of them, man, I'm happy to see them feed their family and take care of their kids, man. That's what it's all about, and come out that ring safe. But I want to see these boys bang it out. I don't want to see them get old like Bernard Hopkins and Roy Jones and shit. I want to see them
Yeah.
fight now. Like
Renee
right
says
now. I
there's a
want
lot
this
of
fight made this
sensitivity.
year.
He said, or Nate Boxian said, there's a lot of sensitivity amongst fan man. He said there's a lot of emotionalism, and he says there's no one is here. Oh, that's what's the name? What's going on, Javier Rodriguez? I hope what's going on. Welcome, man. And yeah, there's a lot of sensitivity, man, because we're not getting the fights. Like back in the days, you used to see Oscar De La Hoya, and you seen Shane Mosley, Vernon Forrest, and you saw all these guys mix it up. You know what I'm saying? So, and they fought frequently, so you didn't have time to get caught up in all these camps. You know what I'm saying? Because these guys were going out there fighting the best, they were fighting the rivals, and you didn't have to sit back and guess who's the best because they were going out there to fight. And you could just rate them, off of who they fought. Felix Trinidad, he fought everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody he could get in the ring. He moved up, to fight Roy Jones and Bernard Hopkins. Where's that fight spirit from these fighters today? And it's kind of hard to get behind any of them when they're not trying to make the fights. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got attitude problems, got ego problems, but they're not out here making the fights, man. And it's just, everybody's going into these fantasy camps, who gonna beat who. Now you don't have to fight a person. You could just say, hey, that person will get destroyed, and that's that. Say, oh, Crawford will kill, he'll destroy, he'll knock out everybody in the welterweight division. So now he don't have to fight them. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of sucks. Exactly. Facts. The fight spirit is very true. And see, it's killing the true boxing fans out here, and everybody throw you into some kind of bias pool when you try to say, hey, you know, the people who've been watching boxing for years, we're not used to this kind of stuff. We've seen our favorite fighters get knocked out. So we have a distance, we have a buffer there. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause we've seen Roy Jones Jr. hit the mat. We've seen a lot of Tyson get knocked out, and we've seen a lot of our favorite fighters, lose. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't about that with a lot of fans, who are older and been around the sport for a while. So he says, Javier Rodriguez says, Amir Khan, Lamont Peterson, Victor Ortiz, Marcus Madonna all fought each other before they won the titles. And Renee Box Young says exactly, attitude problem. And Javier goes on to say, Fernando Vargas fought Winky Wright when they were both coming. See, he knows what I'm talking about. Those two are Hall of Famers. Those two are Hall of Famers.
Yeah, man.
And Renee Box said facts, full counter. Yeah, so see, we got some purists in the building, you know what I'm saying? Because they know what they're talking about. So with these fighters today, it's just kind of hard to judge what's going on because they're not fighting often enough, and they're not.
Yeah, they fight twice a year.
Right. And so everybody who are hardcore boxing fans, they're pitting the fighters up against each other, and they're not doing, they're not even making the fights. It's like everybody's going into fantasy camps. Hey, this fighter could beat that fighter. This fighter could beat that fighter, and the fighters don't even want to fight. They don't even want to fight. It's like Crawford already saying, I'm set. You know what I'm saying? I don't need Spence. Yeah. Come on, bro. He should be saying, I will beat the hell out of Spence. That's what I want to hear.
But he's already said he beat the hell out of Spence. He told Spence in his face.
Okay, you remember when you remember
in the face, I will whoop your ass, man.
You remember Sugar Ray? You remember Sugar Ray Leonard? Do you remember the tension between them? Sugar Ray Leonard and Hagler.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You remember the tension? But they're not. They're not trying to get at it. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like they being passive aggressive. Like, I don't need this person. I don't need that person. No, this is the fight game. That's the hype. That's the build up. You see what I'm saying? That's what they should be wanting. You know what I mean?
I mean, they've been screaming for this fight since 2019.
Right.
Like, do we need to put Adrian Broner in? Do we need to put AB in there with Crawford?
Well, I think AB. I think it's over for AB, man. He's kind of, he's kind of like, I think Madonna kind of destroyed him. He moved up too fast. He didn't have the defense to really fight at 147. He should have acclimated himself. And, kind of like Fernando Vargas, he was moved too quickly before he fought like a Trinidad and stuff like that. He wasn't ready. And I think they moved AB too fast. And he should have stayed at 135 a little bit longer. And then he should have
stayed out that club.
Yeah, that too,
Ray,
That too.
Renee Young said they wanted Bud would go to the Spence Pack fight. If he's smart, he will.
Yeah.
I wear all white to that bitch like Gucci.
Well, that that
I
that
wear
would,
all white to that motherfucker.
believe it or not, that would hype up the fight so much if Bud turned, he showed up at that fight. That would, man, that would just
He
the
was at the
boxing
last
world.
fight in Dallas. He was at the last fight.
But why did he should have
And
went to the
I booed
ring?
him relentlessly.
He should have
You
went
know,
to the ring.
Anthony Joshua told you can't just get on that ring. AJ
Well,
showed us all that. No, take the
no,
steps
AJ,
off. He
AJ,
made them
AJ
take the
showed.
steps away. AJ made them take the steps away when Wilder wanted to kill his ass.
Hey,
Let's get
they
those
can't.
steps, man.
They say Wilder was at the airport. He was supposed to commentate that fight. They canceled his plane ticket. God damn it.
Man,
You know what I'm
they
saying?
revoked his passport and everything.
Uh,
They
it's
said, we
like
never
you.
seen a Wakanda airport
They
passport.
said they're like, you can't make it. I don't think AJ is mentally strong enough to fight Wilder. I think and I know a lot of people think I hate AJ, but
Man,
I
you
know you
hate that
think I
man's gut.
hate. I don't. I don't hate his guts, man. What it is that he don't have that fight attitude. He don't have a heavyweight type attitude. He don't have a Tyson Fury attitude. You know, whereas he feel like he's the best. He's trying to be safe. When I see fighters, trying to go around people, that's just, man, that just takes away from it all, bro. Let me see something, man.
When they made that big baby fight with AJ, I was like, yo, y'all could have made that Wilder fight just as easily as you made that fight with Big Baby. If somebody don't want to go. I mean, if you go back to 2019, the biggest fight in boxing was Wilder, AJ, Spence, and Crawford. And
Yeah,
to this day, we ain't seen neither one of them. I blame the promoters. I blame the fighters. I blame the fans.
yeah,
It's all three. It's all three. Keep asking them. I mean, when you say when people come in there and ask Canelo for a fight, you say that's right, Canelo. Tell him kiss your ass. That's not what we're supposed to be saying. We're supposed to be saying, hey, fight him. He want the smoke. But no, we cover up for Canelo. We let him get away with it. I always say, if you take that away and you put Sugar Ray in there busting in on Marvin Hagler, and Marvin Hagler said what Canelo said, y'all would say Marvin Hagler is less than a man. You would say
yeah.
Marvin Hagler is not a real champ. You would say
But you know
Marvin
what?
Hagler is scared.
But a part of it is the way you carry yourself. And Marvelous Hagler always carried himself as a killer, is a serious killer, and he fought like a serious killer in the ring.
And he fought
So
everybody.
right, he fought everybody but Mike McCallum, but that was a low risk. That was a low risk, a high reward type fight.
High
So
risk
I mean high
reward
risk.
type
I mean
fight.
high risk. Yeah. So I mean I
Yeah.
understand because Mike McCallum asked him in the Hall of Fame. He was like, "Why didn't you fight me?" And he was like, if you were my friend,
And
he
Hagler
said
said,
you
get
would
the
have.
fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of
Yeah.
here.
Oh man. What
But
I saw in it.
I mean,
Hmm.
oh, go ahead, Joe.
No, I was gonna say, you had a ex champion that passed. Guy that Manny Pacquiao fought. By the name of Leo um, Lindy Waba, something like that. I hope I'm saying his
Uh-huh.
name right. And he was he the one who first got Pacquiao noticed after Pacquiao TKO'd him. He was a IBF super bantamweight champion. He died of COVID at age 49. Um, so he yeah he fought Pacquiao in June 23rd, 2001. This is what got Pacquiao put on the map, and he had 36 wins, 6 losses, and 23 KOs. So Manny Pacquiao saw where he sent his condolences to that dude, and I was like, oh okay, Pacquiao is the man. He's showing his respect. You know. to a guy that guy that put him on the map, you know, before he
That's cool.
start fighting the better fighters and stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to put that
Yeah,
out there, showing you that Pacquiao is a pretty decent dude, man. You know,
yeah, I think he a good dude. He
you
on
know,
that
since
gamma ray, but he good.
it's, it's too bad he
Hey,
taking them underdog energy pills. You
hey,
think?
yeah, man. The Hulk is
Mm.
still the Hulk. That
I think they say Renee Box Young says I wonder if Bud will go to spin. Oh, that he already said that. I already read that.
motherfucker. Yeah,
But
I mean,
yeah.
he got to go though. Man. I mean, if he go, he got to go. I would go when I was sitting at the bar barrel. I'm like, Bob, you my guest to this fight. You got to know how to make some waves, man. I come in fight and I just stand in the prayer coffin with all white on
Mm-mm.
and let
That's
them
crazy,
just look at you and look at you and be like, yo, for real, let's stop playing. Do this
man.
shit WWE style if you got to, but this fight got to happen for both sides. Spence can beat everybody, and it's nothing until he beats Bud Crawford.
No, I disagree because the reason why I disagree is because I think it'll be bad for boxing if the fight don't happen. But we've had that before in boxing. You know, we didn't see Reddick Bowe fight Lennox Lewis. Remember?
Yeah, because he threw that belt in the trash.
Right. You know,
He did a
so
jump shot.
it'll be the same thing. You know, Lennox went on to have a great career, but he don't. But what it's going to be is it's going to be a regret. It's going to be a regret, I believe, for both fighters that they didn't make the fight. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
they
I
got to
think
make the fight.
because I know what's going to happen is if Spence can't get that last belt, he's going to move up to 154, and that's going to be interesting too to see what happens in that division. Because is he going to fight his friend Jamel Charlo? You know what I'm saying? You know, them two Texas
This is,
boys.
I think Crawford leaves, and he had to give up that WBO top ranked belt. Spence gonna go clean that belt up because somebody I don't know how that happened. I think they're gonna fight with Spence having all the belts. I
Yeah,
think
I
that's
mean,
it because I
I
don't think
think the
he can
fight.
leave top rank with those belts. I just don't see it. Not the WBO. I don't see Crawford leaving it with that belt.
Well, that sound like he sound like he talking about the Taylor fight. Sound like he gonna resign. You know what I'm saying? Sound like he gonna
Uh,
resign. And if
Renee,
he gonna get,
if Renee in there, if you're
I
still in the
don't see
chat,
any. I don't think he's still in there.
oh okay. I was about to say, I'm like, who thinks that this man should resign with top rank? I don't know one person in the world.
No, nobody. No. Hey, back in 2018, nobody thought he should be with Top Rank, but you know, Top Rank made him rich. You know what I'm saying? And he's a country boy, and you know, uh, he don't want to mess up that relationship. So he don't
Yeah.
know what it's like on the other side of the street. So he don't care because now he done made what he wanted to make. You know what I'm
I wish
saying?
I could
So
have said that shit. It'd be like, y'all want to fight you, Steve? Like, man, you're on the other side of the street, Sean. You gotta chill out. You can't fight,
mm-hmm.
but you stay across the street. I only fight net door neighbors.
Mm-mm.
Fight across the street neighbors, man.
Yeah,
But
but
all right, man. I guess we're gonna get ready for this thing.
all right, man. So this has been Full Count of Boxing with my co-host Steve O, and we'll see you guys in the next one. You know what I'm saying? When we catch, I think it's the next fight is Jamel Charlo versus Brian Castano, and we'll be
Oh
covering
yeah.
that. We'll do a post-fight reaction on the Chris Colbert fight, and we'll just give you our quick reactions. You know what I'm saying later on, and see you guys in the next one. All right.
All right, all right.
got to work on that closing. Huh? All right.
I'll be like,
All
okay.
right.
All right, y'all.
All right, man.